Glendale, Arizona has been invaded by the best beach volleyball players on the planet. They congregate at the end of every season to determine among them who is the best. But there's a twist. This tournament is a test of individual talent and skill. Players cannot play with their regular season partners because in the end, there can only be one. The best of the beach from Glendale, Arizona starts now.
Sunshine never felt so good. Oh, and it's only getting better. We get around, 'cause now we're living the dream. We are living our dream, living our dream. We are living our dream, living our dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best beach volleyball players in the entire world have gathered in Glendale, Arizona to find out who is best of the beach. And for more on that, we're going to go to the best of all time, Karch Karai. Karchy.
Geeter, thank you. This format offers me my two favorite things. Number one, we have so many stars on the AVP Tour. This is like the AVP All-Star Game. And number two, we're finding out who the best individual is within this team sport. So every single round, players play with different partners. The guy who does best with each different partner has earned his way to the finals. So Geeter, take it away. Let's find out who the finalists are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the reigning god of the beach out of San Diego State University, 2 times a winner, and he goes by the name Jamba, 2-time Olympian, Johnny Hyden. Come out here, son. Come out here, son. Come on. Your daughter Sam needs a new pair of shoes. You want the money, you want the title, back-to-back years. Who are you going to choose, son?
I gotta go with the Finn Beast, Phil Dalhausser.
Why in the world would you do that? Why are you taking Phil?
Because the crowd wants Phil.
The crowd wants Phil. The Beijing Beast. Come on out here. Johnny Hyden and Phil Dalhausser, partners. This kid has been here before 2 times, 2004 and 2005. He grew up in a little town called Bountiful, Utah. He is a 2008 Olympian, a 2005 MVP. He's won 13 times. He's big, he's smooth, and he's nasty. Jake Spiker Gibb. Who are you going to choose to win the title?
I had a pretty good year with this guy once. Steino.
Are you reunited because it feels so good? Stein Metzger, your old partner!
So on one side of the net, we have John Hyden teaming up with the world's best Phil Dalhausser. On the other side, Jake Gibb and Stein Metzger. And who better to start them off than our favorite, Chris McGee. Geeter, get him going.
Thank you, Karchy. Ladies and gentlemen, your first server. How about you give him a round of applause out of Pudaho High School in Honolulu, Hawaii, Stein Metzger. Stein Metzger, 35 years old, born and raised on the island of Oahu. Serves it first to Johnny Jama, the defending champion. Go! Johnny Hyden taps it over the lockdown line, 1-0. Johnny Hyden, Karch, has been here before, won the title last year in Las Vegas.
And that first shot was nice. He's worried a little about his shots. He hasn't been getting any serves. It's like Dalhausser, you can't serve him. Hyden, you can't serve him. Where do you go to?
Johnny Hyden with 2 wins, bombs his serve at Stein Metzger. And the big beast, Beijing beast, Phil Dalhausser got it.
And you know what? Johnny says, Phil owes me about 5 more of those because Phil stole a tournament away from him just a couple of weeks ago in Santa Barbara. He wants Phil to pay him back.
And the one you're referring to, Karch, is with Santa Barbara. John Hyden and Brad Keenan were up 14-9 in the 3rd game. Yes, you heard me correctly. The 3rd game, and Phil and Todd came back to win 20-18.
5 straight points, an impossible comeback.
Jake Gibb, born and raised in Bountiful, Utah, 32 years old, was the 2005 MVP.
Jake serves it long. Were you surprised, Karch, that Jake picked Stein Metzger so hard?
Well, it was interesting. I was sitting in the tent, and he went to Sean Scott first, said, Sean, you want to do this thing? And Sean said, well, I don't know. I don't want you to make any rash decisions. And Jake's like, well, gosh, if he's not burning, chomping at the bit, Stein Metzger's been working on me for 2 days.
There's a lot of guys that were chomping at the bit to get in there. Phil Dalhausser dials up an ace. That was a no-brainer for John Hyden. The whole world knew he was picking the beast.
No question. It pretty much whoever had first choice. And Hyden earned first choice with his best pool play results.
The reigning MVP, 28 years old, out of Florida. Serves it long. Stein Metzger, your server. Steino lays it out. But the beast is there. Phil Dalhausser, 5-2 on the board. Time for Nautica.com, and for that we go to Karch Karai.
Well, the top seeds in this tournament, Hyden and Dalhausser. First, got to be crispy clean. John Hyden worried about whether his shots are going to be good. He hasn't been practicing them because the serves don't go to him. Also, swirl and twirling. It's not happening right now, but the last match, the wind was going crazy, Dieter. It was really hard to read. Tough for those ladies to serve.
5-2 on the board. And Stein Metzger puts it off the hands for 3-5. We'll now go to Nautica.com, navigate the match. What do Stein and Jake have to do, Karch?
Well, certainly they got to get that love and feeling back. They had a great season a few years ago. The other key, of course, is getting Steino. You know, he plays his best when he's really fired up, when he goes Steino-mite on and gets his partner going at the net, gets Jake Gibb blocking better, digs balls. We haven't seen that yet. Steino not too emotional right now.
And Jake Gibb knows that Stein Metzger is a winner. Shot goes wide, 4-5 on the board. And you can tell Stein is dialed in right now. He's ready. He's been warming up for a couple hours, thinking he might get the call.
You know, the other thing is, he had a tough year. He and Mike Lambert were on the verge of qualifying for the Olympics, and then Mike Lambert's knee really got hurt, and they're out of it, and then he has to pick up a new partner. This would be a wonderful way to end a very tough 2008 when Stein Metzger saw his Olympic dreams slip away. Interesting, they've already switched off Johnny Hyden. He's so good on offense that they're trying the world's best offensive player and getting points off him, Phil Dalhausser.
Jake Gibb competed in the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, China, with Sean Rosenthal. A 5th place finish. A lot would say that's disappointing for them because they are one of the top teams in the world and they played great in that tournament. They lost to the gold medalists from 2004, Ricardo and Emmanuel from Brazil. Dalhausser to the corner, 6-5.
And remember, Jake Gibb has made the finals of this twice and was within a few points of winning in Hawaii before Sean Scott stole the title away from him. Then a year later in Vegas, the eventual hookup with his partner.
And that was an interesting King of the Beach tournament because Lambo picked Stein Metzger, who was Jake's partner, but the rumors were that Lambo and Stein were going to play together. And then Jake picked Sean Rosenthal, and everyone said, these could be the future teams.
Well, that is exactly right. This is one of the beauties of this tournament. You don't hurt any feelings, and yet you get to see, maybe I could play with that guy. That guy might be great. You get the tryout without having to break up with your partner.
6-6 on the board, Stein Metzger.
And, of course, you
won 4 tourneys with Jake Gibb, 2005.
You know what the other famous thing from Vegas that year was, right? All over YouTube.
Oh, the Sean Rosenthal bounce down the line. He is famous for it. As Stein Metzger and Jake Gibb take the lead, 7-6. That's the one that I'm serious. All the Aussies, all the Brazilians, everybody over in Europe, he is world renowned for those bounces down the line.
Legendary.
YouTube, it's called The Vegas Line. Check it out. 7-7. We're going to a break. Glendale, Arizona. Make a little noise. We'll be back in just a moment. AVP Sanderson Ford Best of the Beach, presented by Ride Now Power Sports, is brought to you by Crocs. Play hard, live comfortably. Arizona's largest Ford dealership, Sanderson Ford. Ride Now Power Sports, the world's largest power sports dealer. Visit ridenow.com for a location near you. Bud Light keeps it coming. It's a beautiful night in the desert, Glendale, Arizona. The AVP Sanderson Ford Best of the Beach, presented by Ride Now Power Sports. Let's take a look at our tournament recap. We had a chance to follow one of the game's greatest players, Stein Metzger.
In general, it's really fun because everyone's totally into the matchups and talking about how so-and-so going to play with so-and-so, and it's almost like a dating pool, too, like speed dating.
I just got finished playing my second match. It was the little guys against the big guys. Casey and I played Brad Keenan and Jake Gibb, two of the biggest guys in the world. Done for the day, 1-1. I'm heading back to the hotel. My wife is here. We're just going to chill out, just relax, hydrate, get ready for tomorrow.
Brad Keenan's got this weird mustache going on right now. We just played in our last game. Threw me off a little bit, I have to admit. I probably would have sided out 10% better if he didn't have his mustache.
It's great playing with Stein. Always, positive and helping me out, telling me what to do.
Although Stein and 08 partner Mark Williams finished the year as a top 5 team, including a first-place finish in Boulder, the 2008 season was a far cry from what Stein envisioned. In fact, Mike Lambert and Stein were preparing for an Olympic run in Beijing before season-ending knee injury caused Lambert to go under the knife.
It was a disappointing year for us, especially for Mike. Whether we'll partner up again, whether he'll come back again, it remains to be seen. I know he wants to, and I know he's trying to. I would love to play with him again, but maybe that chapter is over. I don't know.
Well, we certainly hope Lambo recovers for 2009. Big fella and Stein are one of the tour's most colorful squads. Best of luck to both of you. And here's how the rest of the men finished. In third, Phil Dalhausser. Fourth, Sean Rosenthal. Fifth, Nick Lucena. Todd Rogers in sixth. And in seventh, Sean Scott. When you're out there having fun, the AVP would like to remind you to vive responsibly. Johnny Hyden, 11-10.
Just slipping it between the uprights there. That's not worth 3 points, but Gibb, a blocker works so hard to read the right shot, and then it's all for naught when you leave a couple of inches too much between the hands.
Sorry, 11-10 on the board. Phil Dalhausser back to serve. Jake Gibb. Point, 12-10, Hyden Dalhausser.
That's Dalhausser's fourth block geeter, this time diving way to his right. That right hand gets in there. Dalhausser is a hitter's worst nightmare across the net.
Very upset.
That is, there's a word for that. It's called a chuck.
Yeah.
And that means a
how do they not call that?
Well, Dalhausser is one of the best setters in the world. He sets a high standard for himself, and this thing almost slips through and hits him in the nose. You can't. Hyden's body is just a little bit in the way there to see it.
Phil was kind of smiling again. He knew it. Yeah,
you saw that. He was laughing as he turned away from
and
the
Mike
net.
Dodd, the coach for Jake Gibb and Sean Rosenthal, he's disgusted in the coach's box. 11-13. Make a little noise, Arizona. Stein Metzger, your server.
Of course, Johnny Hyden would love to end this season with a win after letting that sure win go away a few weeks ago in Santa Barbara with that 14-9 lead, but now he has the beast on his side.
Johnny Hyden reaching and poking. 14-11. This is a tremendous play, athletic play by John Hyden.
And he's lucky Dalhausser wasn't blocking against him there. That thing would have come right back in his nose.
Back off his grills, what would have happened? Johnny Hyden last year in this situation against Phil Dalhausser. Dalhausser choosing Sean Rosenthal. John Hyden picked Mike Lambert, the guy he won his first ever tournament with in Cincinnati.
And what an amazing tournament that was. They went through one team after another, top seed teams that had won tournaments, and they just crushed everybody.
It was in 2005. 12-14 on the board as Steino chisels from the left side. Jake Gibb, your server. Phil looks interesting with a hat. I'm not used to it yet, Karch. I can't lie to you.
Definitely a different look for him. Just not the Beijing Beast anymore. It's the plus lid. Doesn't quite look the same.
And the big nasty, Jake Spiker Gibb. 13-14.
That's 2 blocks for Jake Gibb now. If he can stay close, Dalhausser with 4, Gibb with 2. If he can keep it within 1 or 2, his team's got a great shot. Got to keep Phil out of the game by not letting him rack up those stuff blocks.
Johnny Hyden makes it 15-13 as we switch sides. We go to break, ladies and gentlemen. 15-13 on the board. We'll be back in just a moment.
Just when you thought the sun had set on summer, think again. America's favorite summertime sport will heat it up this winter when the AVP Crocs Hot Winter Nights Tour brings the beach party indoors.
I don't care if it's 2 degrees outside, because in here it is sunny and 75.
It's hot, it's sexy, it's the ultimate beach party. Get your tickets today at avp.com.
Third stop of the 1995 Cuervo Gold Crown Series was in Boulder, Colorado. In the final, the game clock ran out at 11-11, forcing the match into sudden death. Scott Akatubby came up with a huge block for the win, and he and Karch Karai took home the title over Brent Frohoff and Ricky Ludi.
Welcome back. AVP Sanderson Ford, best of the beach competition. This is Karch's picks for the end of the year awards, Karchi.
Well, it's a no-brainer on Player of the Year. Dalhausser, Player of the World also. Offensively, nobody wants to give him the ball. Defensively, Todd Rogers still the best. Most improved, Nick Lucena. You mentioned at the top of the show, 6 finals, 11 Final Fours for him. And notice rookie and newcomer. There's a little bit of a difference. Rookie is somebody who hasn't been out playing volleyball much. Brady Halverson with a great year. Newcomer, Pedro Brazao playing with Jose Loyola, had a lot of experience, just hadn't played on the AVP tour.
A looping shot over the Beijing Beast who can only smile. 18-16.
He tried a little delay and Beijing swat.
Yeah.
Steino made a nice adjustment there, kept it just out of his reach. They had the right play set. Hyden was laughing. He thought, oh my gosh, Dalhausser going to take care of this one.
Big Phil. Detonated by Dalhausser. 19-16 on the board.
Well, we were saying, yeah, maybe try Dalhausser. Oh, maybe I was wrong on that one. Actually, you got to go with him every once in a while. He doesn't have his rhythm. Hyden not known. That's probably the weakest part of his game is his setting. But Phil can hit a ball from just about anywhere in the stadium effectively. So
19-16, the defending champ, John Hyden. Short serve to Stein Metzger. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet, game point, game number 1 for Johnny John Hyden and Phil Dalhausser. Great crowd here in Glendale, Arizona, at the Westgate Center. Steino does the shot known as Steino, 17-20.
as you said, a sellout here. Incredible crowd. What a way to end the 2008 AVP Tour. And these guys are excited. Talking to Todd Rogers earlier, he can't wait to sit at home, watch his kids play some sports, watch a football game, and do some gardening.
Gardening? Can we get the cameras out there?
Take care of the yard.
See the professor doing a little gardening? Tough serve on game point. Hyden passes it perfect and slices it down the line.
Johnny Hyden, son, you're one game away from Best of the Beach. 21-17, game one in the books.
And here we are at the Best of the Beach tournament in Arizona. Johnny Hyden and Jake Gibb are in the finals. Hyden picks Phil Dalhausser. Jake Gibb takes on Metzger. Gibb and Stein would lead early, but the Beijing Beast would catch fire, and Johnny Hyden would bury it down the line, and that would be it for game number one. 21-17. Karch Karai, what do Gibb and Metzger have to do to win this game?
Two things. Gibb needs to keep his blocking up a little. You saw that very last play. He let Johnny Hyden beat him down the line. The other thing, of course, is Metzger just making a hitting error there. Needs to keep the ball in. He made 5 hitting errors. Actually, that was just in. Made 5 hitting errors in the first game. No, it wasn't. It was out. Made 5 hitting errors in the first game. Needs to keep those hits away from Dalhausser's block and into the court.
Johnny hitting that jump serve at Metzger. Steino, 1-1 on the board. He drives everyone crazy with that high pokey called the Steino.
Exactly. You have to release so early to get it that it just leaves too much of the court open. Hyden laughing. He just can't quite get over there, but Metzger's going to have to mix that shot in a little more to keep this even. Just cannot afford to make 5 hitting errors and expect to beat a great team, a temporary team here just tonight, of Hyden and Dalhausser.
Jake Gibb. Phil has to bring it back on a tight pass. Gibb with open hand dig and a chance for 2.
Jake Gibb, 2-1 on the board.
Wow, that was a great attack there by Hyden from way off the net. But Gibbs making an even better play. First with the overhand dig, that a blocker when he's dropping off has to be able to do that. We were talking about Rogers earlier in his yard work. Looking forward to his first free weekend pretty much since January.
As the gold medalist, sandwiched between Matt Furbinger and Casey Jennings. We saw Holly McPeak on the stage. All the players. As Dalhausser has his 4th hitting error of the match. And it's 2-1, Gibb Metzger.
And that's what you do when you go at Dalhausser. The play's going to be done.
Yeah.
Either he's going to make an error, or more likely he's going to put it down. But even if you just get a couple errors out of it, you keep yourself in the match.
And the boys of summer, the AVP Crocs Tour, know that summer vacation for them starts as soon as this match ends. And the guys on the stage have already started enjoying their summer vacation. Time to spend with the family. Maybe some partner switches, we'll see. Take a break from the game and your body, let it rest. And then when do they start cracking at it again, Karch?
Oh, probably January, February. These guys need to take some serious time off with all of the time they went, especially the guys who played week after week. Europe, AVP Tour, Europe, all over the place. It's really brutal on the body.
Phil Dalhausser, your serve. Roll it up there, Steino.
Oh! Big spiker Gibb winning the joust against the Beast and saying, not here. 4-2.
And I'm waiting for the flex down. Where was it? The one time you win?
He kind of turned around and decided to do it with Stein a little bit. Maybe not upset the Beast too much.
Yeah, exactly. The hidden flex down. Geeter, you mentioned it before. Partner switches could be a big factor after this season. Remember, a lot of teams had to be together for 2 years getting ready to try to qualify for the Olympics. It's a 2-year process.
Nick and
now
Sean, do they stay?
Matt
and Casey, do they stay?
Exactly.
Jake and Sean, are they staying? I mean, all the top teams, do you think? What about Stein and Willie? What does Stein do? I mean, there's a lot of things out there, Karch. And a lot of rumors. This is when they start.
Three-four switch. We applaud the fellas.
And just talked to Mike Lambert about a couple of weeks ago, actually. He wasn't sure he would ever come back and play again, but had a third knee surgery that went very well in Hawaii, so he could be a factor next year. He's going to be 6 months without squatting or jumping.
What's best case scenario for Mike Lambert?
He says about 80% now optimistic on returning to play. I don't know if it's next year, but after a long rehab, he is much more optimistic than going into that surgery. 80% chance of recovery.
The game has missed him.
Oh,
the players
absolutely.
Have missed him. The fans have missed him.
He is such a character, such a good guy, and a great player.
What a dig by Hyden. They got to go on 3. Right to Stein. All tied up. Ball sails long. Full forward on the board.
And that is Metzger's third error this game, plus the 5 in the first one. That makes it really tough. You just cannot afford to give that many free points to Hyden Dalhausser.
6 digs, 6 kills for John Hyden. Tough floaty. Oh, buttery. Great set, Stein Metzger. Jake Gibb down the line. 5-4 on the board.
That was a butter set, but what I'm surprised at is Stein just hit out. You want to go back to the guy who just made the mistake, make him get back into rhythm and earn the point, but they gave it to Gibb, who hadn't made the error, and he puts it away easily.
Mishandled set, 6-4.
Well, we saw one in the first game that was not called. This one was. Rarely will you even see one in a day or a tournament from Phil Dalhausser. We've seen 2 in this match. Mishandled balls.
Stein's there. Did he get it high enough for Jake to swing? Yes. Johnny's got to come over on 3. Touched it on the block. Metzger with a short set. Deep poke. And he's got it! Steino with a deep poke.
And you can tell they haven't been playing together in a few years. Total confusion. And they're laughing because how did we win?
They're
that
like, we
point?
haven't talked since 2005.
Exactly. What a rally here. How about Dalhausser setting that ball with his hands? Later on, Dalhausser coming up with the dig. He's known for his block, but right here, confusion. Watch how low this set is. Metzger was expecting it much higher, and still
Is Bill Stein in the great category when it comes to trouble shots, bad sets?
Except against Dalhausser. It's really tough for anybody to have good trouble shots
Johnny Hyden
against Dalhausser.
Stein with 9 kills, 8 errors in this match.
And remember, a couple of times in the first game, once now in the second, Gibb is all over it in perfect blocking position, but the ball slips through. He can't let those happen because each of those is a guaranteed point if it doesn't let the ball go through his arms.
How about Jake from the right side? Turning on 2 and delivering for 8-5. That's athletic and not easy to do. And I know that makes his coach, Mike Dodd, very happy when he sees plays like that.
Loves that. Mike Dodd coming to coach both his boys. Yeah. Sean Rosenthal, who did not make the final.
And they have the best chemistry on the beach. Coach and players, Mike Dodd, Sean Rosenthal, and Jake Gibb. They eat together. They play golf together. Their families are tight. And the Big Nasty gets another one. 9-5. We take a break. It's a beautiful night in the desert. The AVP Sanderson Ford Best of the Beach presented by Ride Now Power Sports. Gibb and Metzger leading 9-5 over Hyden and Dalhausser. The real finals between Jake Gibb and John Hyden. They are the 2 finalists. Jake Gibb, his coach is Mike Dodd. 75 wins, a silver medal. He's also the coach of Sean Rosenthal. And Karch, he's a good friend of yours, and he has done so much for this team.
He really has. Great man and a great player and now a great coach. Both Gibb and Rosenthal give him so much credit for helping them elevate their play. And at the Olympics, they played 4 great matches and 1 very good one, but lost to a team that played its best one time, the defending gold medalists, Emmanuel and Ricardo.
And Karch, people might be just tuning in going, what's happening? The Beast isn't playing with the Professor? Jake Gibb, where's Superman? This is the Best of the Beach. It's an individual tournament.
Exactly, and you keep switching partners, and remember, as you just mentioned, it's Hyden The competition is really Hyden versus Gibb. So Hyden could not pick his normal partner to play with in this final, Brad Keenan. And Gibb couldn't pick Sean Rosenthal to play with. Anybody
Hyden
else?
had first pick, and he picked Phil Dalhausser, shocking the world. I'm just kidding. Everyone knew he would.
That was that real head scratcher on.
Kind of the shocker was Jake Gibb picking Stein Metzger. I mean, he had a choice between Casey Jennings, maybe a Todd Rogers, maybe a Sean Scott, but he went with his old partner from 2005.
And in fact, as we talked about earlier, he was thinking Sean Scott at the start. He had played with him already in this tournament. Sean Scott had really handled that Dalhausser block, sided out really well, great offense. But Sean Scott, there just something seemed to be wrong. He wasn't really excited about it, didn't jump at the opportunity. Metzger was ready for 2 days to jump.
Jake Gibb and Stein Metzger, 4 titles together in 2005. They were the AVP Team of the Year. They lead 10-6. Gibb, your serve.
When you're out there having fun, the AVP would like to remind you to vive responsibly.
Oh, the big smooth from a couple feet off the net. Makes the block on the beast, 11-6.
And you know what? Really smart play by Gibb there. Watch, he's going to actually hold back. If he tries to really go at that ball, he probably won't block it, but he was 2 feet off the net, and he knows he has to hit it hard enough to get it over Hyden's head and down for the point. You could hear Jake Gibb screaming, go, getting his partner going. That's all part of the blocker's mentality. You got to turn and get your partner on his horse to pick up those soft shots.
Stein Metzger down the line for 12-7.
More from Glendale, Arizona when we return.
Welcome back, 13-11 in game 2. Jake Gibb and Stein Metzger, they were once up 13-8. And Karch, they had to draw up plays like they were in the backyard running routes.
Adding a whole new meaning to the sandlot game there. Stein Metzger setting up some defensive strategies, what they want to do the next time Hyden is on offense. But more importantly, they have to receive serve and put this ball away. This is a big side out for them to stop the bleeding. They had a bigger lead and let most of it slip away.
I don't know if they dreamed of playing for the San Diego Bolts back when they were kids, but it looked like they were drawing up pass patterns in the backyard.
And that's 3 or 4 points in a row.
You're just you're never out of the game, Karch, for Phil Dalhausser. Okay?
No.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's ridiculous.
From 14-9 a few weeks ago, this time Dalhausser throws that ball away. Gibb, that hit he made goes over just about any other blocker in the world.
Unbelievable. 12-13. Johnny. Hyden goes short float again to Metzger. That's a great serve. Metzger's about 8 feet off. 13-13, all tied up.
Metzger had 5 hitting errors in the first game, now 5 in the second game. Storming back to tie this up have Hyden and Dalhausser done.
Jake Gibb. Steino goes pokey, but...
Are you kidding me? It's a 6-0 run for Johnny Hyden and Phil
Dalhausser. 14-13. Unbelievable dig by John Hyden, Karch Karai.
He is so ready on that play. Remember, that is the Steino shot, but Hyden doing him one better. And Hyden getting up off the sand so quickly. He's got one of the fastest arm swings on the beach. Just rips that ball in the middle.
I always call him one of the greatest side-out players in the world. Almost unservable, John Hyden. So much respect from his peers. Jake Gibb needs to put this ball away for the tie. They saw a 5-point lead disappear. 14-14, clap it up. We got ourselves a ball game.
Peter, it's so hard as a player when you have that lead and one play after another slips away, and it looks so easy. Gibb puts that ball down easily. He's thinking to himself, why didn't I do that the last 5 plays? We just lost that whole lead. We had them down. We were ready to go to game 3.
13-8.
13-8.
And in control. Maybe even 13-7 if I can remember back. My memory is fading after 20 straight weeks. Hyden.
Painting it down the line, 15-14.
Lady Momentum has switched sides, Cardinal.
It certainly seems to, and it almost always seems to be swinging Dalhausser's
You know what?
way
Lady
for some
Momentum
reason.
loves Phil Dalhausser. She loves the Beijing Beast.
She loves the smooth dome out there.
7-1 run. Hyden making unbelievable defensive plays, trying to repeat as champion.
$16-14.
And Dalhausser wants this so to Steino because they get a lot of money if they win.
Exactly. There is definitely something to play for the guys who are helping the finalists. In this case, Dalhausser and Metzger are the ones trying to help their partners win the crown.
Hyden all of a sudden in the driver's seat. He has played unbelievable this whole weekend. And there he is with a dig. Can he get up?
How about a little something for the effort of John Hyden?
Has he lost a game?
He has not lost a game. 6 matches in a row he's won.
That's incredible. In Honolulu, Hawaii.
Sorry, in first round he did lose 1 game, but
I've never
he went
seen you
3-0.
wrong before. That was amazing, Card.
3-0 in the second round, 6-0 in games. 1 game he's won 12-13 on his way to 14 games here, and 1 game loss.
That was a little hard on you there. You weren't really wrong. You did go to check the sheet, but what an amazing run nonetheless. 12-1 in games. 13-1 counting this.
Got to give him credit where it's due.
Oh, but the big nasty is there. Jake Spiker Gibb, 16-16.
Johnny Hyden's probably actually enjoying getting to carry some of the offensive load. Normally he plays with Brad Keenan, and almost every serve goes to Keenan.
And Jake Gibb has been in the finals of this tournament. He was there in Hawaii in 2004. He was up 17-15 in the second game after winning the first. He was playing with Todd Rogers, and he lost to Sean Scott as John Hyden delivers. He was in the finals in 2005 against Lambeau, and Lambeau beat him. Jake Gibb wants this title.
He does not want to make it a hat trick. That's
no, he doesn't.
And this is why you call Johnny H-bomb there, just unloading on that shot. Metzger often used to the soft shots from Hyden, and when you mix in a heater like that, it's like taking a 100-mile-an-hour fastball from a pitcher after he's been serving you knuckleballs.
Johnny Hyden, are you kidding me, son? 18-16.
It's like Tim Wakefield just throwing a knuckler for 6 innings and all of a sudden just coming in with a 100-mile-an-hour heater.
Nolan Ryan,
under your chin.
Boy, you were saying about the mojo.
Yeah.
They got the roll off the net there.
Lady Mo isn't even flirting with Jake Stein right now. Let's see if they can get it back here. Maybe get the crowd going. Gibb.
Gibb gets another opportunity, and he puts it off the hands of the Beast. It's 17-18. Make some noise. These guys are playing their hearts out. We got ourselves a ball game. Get on your feet. Get on your feet.
Dalhausser, almost a third time a charm. Actually very smart of Gibb and Metzger to just keep it tapping it off until one of them bounces out of bounds.
Jake Gibb to serve.
You're seeing the best in the world on the AVP Crocs Tour. And Jake Gibb hammers one at Dalhausser. The Beijing Beast, most outstanding player at the Olympic Games, is dug by Metzger. That's one they needed. Let's see what Hyden does with it.
That ball is long. 18-18. No, they say in, all tied up. We have ourselves a situation.
Did you see it, Cart? Sitting where we are, I could not see it.
I could not see it either, but Metzger is sure it was out.
No, dude, that ball's out.
Going to take a look at the mark.
Ooh. Take a look.
He's see. Didn't get a lot of top spin on that ball. Oh my gosh, that was close. And the linesman called it out, but reversed his call. I think he then, as soon as he made the call out, he looked at the mark and saw it in.
Can Johnny get match point? Hyden, 35 years old, turning 36 on October 7th from San Diego State. On the verge of winning his third ever title and second. And it's called on a set. I cannot believe it, but that is how it ended.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Hyden is your champion!
Metzger can't believe it. That's how the year is going to end. Jake Gibb with his head down. There's the call, Karch Karai.
Well, the last thing you want to do is see the season end on a play like that. It was not a great set, but there was one earlier by Dalhausser in the first game that was let go. John Hyden played an incredible tournament, though. Deserves to be the champion.
We'll be back in the desert in just a moment.
The AVP Crocs Cup Shootout presented by Bud Light Manhattan Beach Open has been brought to you by Crocs. Play hard, live comfortably. Bud Light keeps it coming. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And as always, the AVP reminds you to vive responsibly.
Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona for the Best of the Beach tournament. It's now time for our Crocs Fancy Footwork Play of the Day, and for that we go to Karch Karai.
Peter, this was in the middle of a 13-4 run that Dalhausser and John Hyden made. Watch this overhand dig by Hyden there, and then threading the needle down the line, coming back from 13-8 down in the second game, and they go on to win 21-17. Dalhausser at the net, Hyden in the backcourt. What a tough combination. Unbeatable today.
Time for our Gatorade Champions interview. With me, I have John Hyden, our champion, his beautiful daughter, Sam, and his lovely wife, Robin. Johnny, you're so respected by your peers to win this tournament 2 years in a row. What an incredible feeling this must be for you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I don't know, they were talking about it beforehand, if anybody's won it twice besides Karch in a row, and if no,
it's not been done.
Then that's fantastic. I mean, hopefully now I get a little respect, but I doubt it.
Now you picked Phil Dalhausser, shocker. You were down 13-8 in game 2. You've been there before on the other side of it, so you knew you were still in this ball game.
Oh yeah, 13-8 with Phil. You can be down 13-4 with Phil and still come back.
14-9, you can be down and Phil can come back.
Yeah, okay.
Robin knows everything.
But yeah, I never felt like we were out of the match. You know, we got a new game plan together. I told him I was going to serve short, and he just had to be big on the line, and that's what happened. And he got, I don't know how many blocks, but it worked out for us.
Incredible defense by you all tournament long. But what was it like playing behind Phil's block?
A lot simpler than the whole tournament. You know, I played with mostly the little guys, so we aren't the best blockers in the world. Being around Phil is like being around two people. You know.
Well, I'll tell you what, Robin, enjoy the shopping. Take care of little Sam. And John Hyden, our champion from Glendale, Arizona, has repeated as best of the beach. Johnny Hyden, it is his night in the desert. He has won his third overall tournament, and he takes home $27,750. Johnny Hyden ends 2008 on the highest of all notes. For Karch Karai, I'm Chris McGee. We'll see you next time.